Right, starting with prayers. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So in the yesterday's session, we discussed that Sita Mai and Sita Rama Lakshman, along with Vanara Sena and the Rakshasa Sena, everybody, they boarded the plane of Pushpaka Viman from Lanka, including Bhishna's, all his associates, everyone. They all boarded, all the monkey army, one followed by I think 124 zeros. That much of amount of monkeys were there. So they all boarded the plane. And speciality of Pushpaka Viman is how many ever people board the plane, there will always be a place for one more. So it can expand infinitely. So that is a speciality of Pushpaka Viman. So then everyone boarded. Then Ramachandra was showing all these places. This is the place where we constructed. You see, this is the bridge we constructed. Or he was showing all this to Sita Devi. As you see this, this is where Kumbhakarna was killed. This is where I did tapasya. Then they all came to Kishkintha. And Kishkintha Sita Mai said, no, let's get all the women of all these monkeys. So all the women, wives of the monkeys, they also boarded with their children, the whole family. So Kishkintha was empty, Lanka was empty, and everybody boarded the plane. Then they came to Ayodhya, and like they stopped in Bharadwaja Ashram. Then they came to Ayodhya, and we discussed how Bharata and all the Bharata, Shatrughna, Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, they were all elated to see Sita Rama Lakshman. And now they all took bath, and even like the queens, right, the widows of Dasharath Maharaj, they all personally they took care of the monkey queens, like Tara, Ruma, and all other wives of the monkeys. They personally served them, made them help them to take bath and dress them, help them to dress and decorate them. So all of them, they have done it. For Sita Mai also they did it, and then now they're all returning to Ayodhya. And on the Ratha, Sita Rama Lakshman and Bharata Shatrughna and Sugriva and Vibhishna, they are fanning all. So they are coming into the they were coming into the city of Ayodhya. So as they were coming in Ayodhya, they kept the priest in front of them, in front of the procession, and then they were approaching Ayodhya, and they planned everything like that day, next day morning, the coronation of Lord Ramachandra is happening. So the previous night itself, Hanuman gave the news, and they all were planning for the coronation of Lord Ramachandra. And Bharata, he took the chariot reins, the reins of the chariot, and then he started driving the chariot. And Shatrughna, he held the umbrella on Rama's head. Lakshmana was fanning. Vibhishana was also standing nearby. He held a white fan, and they were all shining like a bright moon. So when all these brothers were serving Lord Ramachandra, tears came out of two brothers. Who are they? Can anyone answer? Who are those two people?
Bharata and Shatrughna?
No, Bharata, looking at Bharata, Shatrughna, and Lakshmana and Rama, how closely they're all serving Ramachandra, and how these brothers are so close to each other. There were two people in whose eyes tears, like the tears appeared. They also had those brothers.
I can't sleep, Mom.
Those two people also had their brothers. But they did not serve their brothers like this, or their brothers did not accept them. So who are those two people?
Are you talking about Vibhishana?
Exactly. One is Vibhishana and the other one was
Sugriva.
Exactly, Sugriva. So tears rolled in their eyes because they think we were always fighting with each other. We have never seen such brotherly affection. How great it would have been if we had such brother. So as they were approaching the palace, then in the sky, all groups of sages, celestials, damsels, along with the troops of Maruts, the hosts of the demigods, they all came. They're all descending. And they're praising Rama and they're watching the ceremony. Then Sugriva, he mounted on the elephant named Shatrunjaya, and he was accompanied by many sounds of conches. They're buzzing in the ears, and there were sounds of kettle drums, musicians. They're all singing, and then they're going. And you see, we have something called as akshata. Akshata means it's a rice mixed with little ghee and turmeric, so that it appears like a golden rice or yellowish rice, but it's a raw rice. It's not a cooked rice. It's a raw rice. So that akshata is the one of the upacharas, like when you are Prabhupada has not given this to us, but during some samskaras, right, when we do samskaras and we have to offer something to the deity, but we don't have those things to offer, then we offer akshata in place of that item. So for example, you have to offer some fruits, and you didn't have the fruits with you. And they say, phalan akshatebhyo, like that they say, in the presence of this, instead of fruits, I'm offering the akshata. Akshatebhyo samarpayami, like that they say, I'm offering this akshata. So akshata is very auspicious. That raw rice is very raw rice with turmeric is very auspicious. So they're all sprinkle those akshatas everywhere. The brahmanas are sprinkling them. It's a sign of blessing. So holding that akshatas in front, the brahmanas, and they're all walking in front of Lord Ramachandra. And when they reached the palace of Ramachandra, then Rama said, Bharata, you give this palace of mine to Sugriva for him to stay. Then, hearing the words of Rama, Bharata, he held Sugriva by his hand, and personally he said, my dear Sugriva, you are a great friend of my brother, so please come. And he showed the way, and they entered the house. And then Bharata was saying that we need, today itself we are planning for coronation, but I'm worried how we will get, when we need 500 water pots from various oceans and from various rivers and tirthas, holy, what is that? Holy ponds. Tirtha means the holy pilgrimage sites, the sites where holy waters are there. So we need at least 500 water pots. Then Sugriva, he said, don't worry, I will arrange for that. So he immediately called Jambavan, Hanuman, then another monkey called Vegadarshi and Rishabha, and he employed all the monkeys. So for all of you should go and get this 500 sacred waters around this earth. On this earth, there were 500 sacred places. So you should all get sacred waters from those places. So Hanuman, one jump, he will go. Jambavan also, he can also go far. Like that Vegadarshi and Rishabha, they could also travel far distances in one jump. So they all jumped in one go, and then they're getting huge pots of sacred waters. So they got waters from 4 oceans. And many monkeys, they all went to the 500 rivers, sacred rivers. See, Ramayana mentions that there are 500 sacred rivers on this planet. But among them, the highest are Gange Chayamune Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kurum. These are the 7. Out of the 500, these are the 7. And the next one, there are other rivers which are mentioned in Bhagavatam. I think when I spoke about the greatness of India, there I spoke that these are the other rivers like Tungabhadra, Bhima. Then there is Krishna Venya, that is Krishna. Then there is Tamraparani, Kritamala, then Mahanadi, and Gomati, Tapi, so Kaushiki, Sarayu. So monkeys were given this service to bring the waters. So all the sacred rivers which are in India, they fall the next. Apart from that, there are other sacred rivers also which are outside of this Bharatavarsha. Then Sushena, he brought a jar with all types of precious stones, and it is filled with water from the eastern sea. So when we do abhisheka to the Lord during this thing, we use there is a one snana which is called as Ratnodaka snana. There is Chandanodaka snana, Gandhodaka snana, like that. Chandanodaka means sandalwood paste mixed in water, and then the Lord is bathed with that. Gandhodaka is sandalwood oil mixed in the water. Then like that, there are Aushadhi snanas. There are different herbs actually. So we are just using 5, Ashtagandha, Maha Aushadhi, Sarva Aushadhi, Ashtabija. These are few Aushadhis. We take some herbs, Ayurvedic herbs, and we grind them, and then we make the powder. So these are very high level of in the deity worship when it comes. So there are different snanas. In that, one of the snana, or one of the bathing of the Supreme Lord is using Ratna. Ratna means all the precious gemstones. So we put the gemstones in the water for some time so that the water gets all the powers because gems do have the power. Okay, it dispels all the negative energy around it and attracts the positive energy. So Sushena, he filled a jar with all precious stones, and he filled the water from the eastern sea. Rishabha, he brought water quickly from the southern sea in a golden jar. And he covered with some stems of red sandalwood tree. Do you all know where the red sandalwood trees are? Because Rishabha, he went to southern seashore. So in that direction only there are red sandalwood trees. Yes, sorry?
It's near Tirupati, like that area.
Yes, Tirumala hills. The hills of Venkatachala are filled with red sandalwood trees, and other places it's not there. See, normally Karnataka is very famous for sandalwood, but red sandalwood is not available there. It's called Rakta Chandan. Okay, so that Rakta Chandan, he put some stems of Rakta Chandan in that golden jar. Then Gavaya, he brought cool water, very cool water from the Western Ocean in a very large jars with jewels. So Western Ocean would be near Portugal, that side. Then Nala, he brought the water from the Northern Sea. So the Northern Sea is above the Russia. So Vasishtho Vamadevascha Javale Rathakashyapaha Katyayana Suyajnascha Gautamo Vijayastatha Abhyashinchanna Ravyaghram Prasannena Sugandhina Salilena Sahasrakshan Vasavo Vasavam Yatha. So Vasishtha, Vamadeva, Kashyapa, Katyayana, Suyajna, Gautama, Vijaya, all these great sages, they all came. And they started consecrating Lord Ramachandra on the throne as the king. And they are using these different waters to bathe Lord Ramachandra. And the whole universe became very peaceful when the consecration of Lord Ramachandra was happening. So one of you can one of you volunteer? So this is called Makutadhara Stotra. It is very, very auspicious to hear them and to recite. So I will say few, like you all can repeat after me, but one of you can volunteer and others can mute yourself and repeat it. Niklesh Prabhu, are you in a position to recite after me?
Sure, Prabhu.
Yeah. Brahmana nirmitam
Brahmanarnimitam
purvam
Purvam
kiritam
Kiritam
ratna shobhitam
Ratna Shobhitam
abhishiktaha
Abhishiktaha
purayena
Purayena
manustam
Manustam
deepta tejasam
Deepta Tejasam
tasyan
Tasyam
vavaye
Bhavaye
rajanaha
Rajanaha
kramadyena
Kramadyena
abhishechitaha
Abhishechitaha
sabhayam
Sabhayam
hemakluptayam
Hemakluptayam
shobhitayam
Shobhitayam
mahadhanaihi
Mahadanaihi
ratnair
Ratnair
nana
Nana
vidhaischaiva
Vidaischaiva
chitritayam
Chitritayam
sushobhanehi
Shushobhane
nana ratnamaye
Nana Ratnamaye
pīṭhe
Pite
kalpayitva
Kalpayitva
yathavidhi
Yadavide
kiritena
Kiritena
tatah paschat
Tatah Pashyat
vasishtena
Vashishtena
mahatmana
Mahatmana
prithvi
Prithvi
abhirbhushanaihi
Abhirbhushanaihi
shaiva samayo
Chaiva Samayo
akshayata raghavaha.
Akshayata Raghavaha.
So we just recited that what happened at that time while coronating Lord Ramachandra. So Vasishtha and other priests, the officiating priests, the Ritvik priests, they started this coronation ceremony. They adorned both not just Rama alone, it was Rama along with Sita, with an auspicious and charming crown. Kirita is a crown. And those Kirita was made by Brahma at the beginning of the creation. So you see, at the beginning of the creation, when Brahma made a Kirita, that Kirita is coming down in the Ikshvaku dynasty. And Lord Ramachandra is being coronated with that crown. And then after that, Shatrughna, he held over him a white umbrella. Sugriva, who was the king of all the monkeys, he held a white whisk, or what do you say, chamara, fan, white fan. Vibhishana, he was holding another white whisk or a chamara, white fan, like a yak tail fan. So, and Indra, actually at that time, when the coronation completed, now everyone are coming to Lord Rama and presenting gifts. So by the influence of Indra, actually the Vayudev, the wind god, he presented to the Raja Ram a chain of pearls, and they were adorned with various gems, several types of precious stones. So he gave that. Then once he received some gifts from the demigods, then Rama, he first gave to Brahmanas 100,000 horses and cows, and those cows are not like old ones. No, they are young, and they have very nice hoofs, and they have like new calves also. Okay, and as well as 100 bulls, 30 crores of gold coins. That means I think 300 million gold coins. All kinds of very costly jewels were given to Brahmanas. Then Ramachandra, he gave to Sugriva very beautiful jewelry. He gave it, which was studded with plenty of gems, and it was looking like beam of sunlight. Then Rama presented to Angada, the son of Vali, a bracelet which Ramachandra he worn on his upper arm, and that was adorned with many jewels and gems. So he gave that to Angada. Then Rama, he presents a pearl necklace, which was with with superior gems. It was shining like a beam of moonlight. And other jewelries, ornaments, he gave it to Sita. And then Sita, she wore that, and then she took off the pearl string from one of the pearl string from her neck, and she wanted to give that present to someone. And she's repeatedly looking at all the monkeys, and she's looking at her husband Ramachandra. So then she looked at Hanuman, and she looked again back at Rama. So Rama, Sita didn't say anything. Then Rama said, "My dear Sita, you give this pearl necklace to a person with whom you are pleased the most. And that person must be very sharp. He must be well known for his sharpness, firmness, dexterity, competence, prudence, prowess, intelligence. All these various gunas, if they're ever present for a monkey, you give that to him." Then Sita Devi understood that I have to give it to Hanuman. She also wanted to give that. because he gave the first good news to Sita Devi. So Sita Devi, she gave the pearl necklace to Hanuman. And Hanuman, he took as a prasada of the Supreme Lord. Okay, so somewhere, in the movies, they show that when Sita Mai gave this pearl necklace, Hanuman, he bit that pearl necklace and he tore it apart, and he's trying to see if Sita Rama Chandra is present or not. So, and everybody were feeling very offended. How can you offend Sita Rama Lakshman like that? And then Hanuman said, I can't see Sita Rama in this, but he's there in my heart. Then they say, you show the heart. Then he, what is that? He tore his upper layer on the skin of his, on the top skin of his chest. And he tore apart and he showed that in the heart, Sita Rama were there. This is what the movies and the serials, media guys show. As per the Valmiki Ramayana, or as per the any other scriptures, authoritative scriptures on Ramayana, this pastime is not mentioned. When we eat prasada, the first thing what we say is Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishvaso Naiva Jayate. Mahaprasade Govinda. It says that prasada is something, anything that is used by the Supreme Lord. And then it's coming as a blessing to you. So that can be as part of the food, sanctified food, or it can be the jewelries that the Supreme Lord have used for deity dressings. When we use the jewelry, those are also prasada. The dresses worn by the deities, they're also prasada. So someone who has received the prasada as like the deities, our acharyas or the Vaishnavas, devotees, they never act like that. It is completely unauthorized. So Mahaprasade Govinda. There is no difference between Govinda and his prasada. So Hanuman, he happily received that pearls, and he wore that necklace immediately. And by wearing that, he was shining brilliantly like a moon. Then Rama, he further gives away the presents to Vibhishana, Sugriva, Jambavan, and others on that occasion. And then he bids farewell to the to everyone. So just give me a moment. Yeah. Then Ati Atishtha Dharmajna Maya Sahemam Gam Purvaraja Dhyushitam Balena Tulyam Mayatvam Pitrabhidrataya Tam Yavrajye Dhuramudvahaswa. Then Ramachandra, he said to Lakshmana, and Lakshmana, he knows what is right and what is wrong. That is called Vivekam. Okay, so you take the Yavrajya. Yavrajya is a prince, or like when the king, suppose, or you can say as a vice president and the vice president, how we have like that. You take the Yavrajyam and you rule along with me. This earth, you rule along with me. But Lakshmana, he did not take it. He was being repeated, no, you take. But Lakshmana said, no, I can't. And he said, he told that Bharata is elder than me. So you give it to him. Then Rama requested, no, then Bharata, you become. Then Bharata agreed because his brother is asking him. Then Ramachandra, he consecrated Bharata as the Yavarajya. And that Rama, who has long arms reaching down till his knees, who has Vishalaksha, and who has broad chest and wide eyes, who is so glorious, he ruled this earth with Lakshmana as his companion. So while Ramachandra was ruling this kingdom, there were no widows to lament, nor there was a danger from wild animals, nor there was a fear born of diseases. The world was bereft of thieves and robberies. No one felt worthless, nor did old people perform funeral rites to the youngsters. Please listen to all of this, it's very important, okay? So that means old people, they didn't do funeral rites to their youngsters. That means old people die first, and the young people, they never die before their elders. Okay? People, so when Rama was ruling, people were living for thousands of years, and with their thousands of progeny also, thousands of children also. And people were all free of illness and grief. And Valmiki Maharshi says, when Rama was ruling this planet, the people were only taking the names Rama, 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 Rama. The whole world became like a Rama's world. Everyone, they're all talking only about Rama. And as they were chanting the names of Lord Ramachandra, everyone were getting purified, and they were getting transcendental bliss. Dharmayam yashasyamayushyam rajnyam cha vijavaham adikavyamidam charsham puravalmikina kritam patedya shruniyal loke narapapat pramuchyate. So now, after this Yuddha Kanda, Valmiki Maharshi, he gives the Phalashruti. What is the use of listening to this Valmiki Ramayana for so long? So see, still Uttar Ramayana is there, which I'll be starting from tomorrow. So, but here Valmiki Maharshi, he gives until Yuddha Kanda, whoever heard, what is the Phalashruti? Uttara Ramayana separately, there is again Phalashruti. Phalashruti means the fruits of listening to this, what happens. So he says, in this world, whoever person, if he reads and listens to this Ramayana, Valmiki, from the speech of that Valmiki sage, and this so that person will be delivered from all misfortune. Because this story is endowed, it is filled with dharma, the fame, longevity, victory to the kings. So the people who hear also will become victorious. So on hearing this narrative of his coronation in this world, a person who is seeking for some material gains, he would get it. A person looking for wealth, he gets riches. A person seeking for sons, he gets sons. A king, he can conquer the earth and he can overcome his enemies. Raghavena yatha mata Sumitra Lakshmanena cha Bharatena cha Kaikeyi Jivaputra statha striyaha bhavishyanti sadanandaha putra pautra samanvitaha. So this time, you see, at this point, Kausalya, the mother of Rama, was with her living son. Sumitra has Lakshmana. Kaikeyi has Bharata. So how they all have their sons, like that, a women will also become mothers. They will be endowed with children as well as with grandchildren, and thus they become happy forever. So whoever hears this poetical composition by Valmiki, they will meet someone who has been away from their home for a long time. They'll meet their relatives, they'll get rejoice. He or she who hears with attention, with subdued anger, that person will overcome all kinds of difficulties. And all these boons are given by Ramachandra. And when we listen to Ramayana, Valmiki Maharshi says, all the demigods are pleased. Whoever listens to this story very sincerely, all obstacles come to an end. A king, he conquers the earth. A person, again the same Phalashruti, Valmiki Maharshi, he normally sages, right? They don't write Phalashruti. But if they have written it, it means, it will do that. It has to do. So, a person, he gets good prosperity. He'll get good money and grains. He'll be happy. He'll get whatever the wealth he requires on this earth, he will get that. And one who listens, then to him, you see, for a person, right, there are 16 samskaras that we have to do, starting from a Garbhadhana samskara until the Antyeshti samskara. There are 16 samskaras. So for someone who has listened this, for him, all the samskaras are done as per the Shastras. Forefathers will stand in the sky and they will be shown. You see, look at your grandchildren, grandsons or granddaughters, great-granddaughters, 3 generations before, they'll show that they have listened to this Ramayana. So even if he's in the hellish planet, he will be brought onto the sky and he'll be shown. You see, your children from your lineage have listened to it. So we are delivered from hell. So we are taking you to heaven. Immediately they are promoted to the heavenly planets. So a person who is seeking knowledge, longevity, health, fame, intelligence, welfare, brilliance, and wealth, so they all must listen to this Ramayana. And everyone will be endowed with Rama Bhakti, or the love of Godhead. But the rules are here that one should sincerely listen to this Ramayana. With this, I conclude today for Yuddha Kanda, and I'll continue with tomorrow from the Uttara Kanda.